So in the first metric, you get information about daily whale call detections. So for each species and call type that is detected on your hydrophone, you get information about how many daily counts of detections you find. So in this case, if you go into the settings, you see that on this side, there's 3 species detected on the hydrophone: fin whales, humpback whales, and orca. And for some of these whales, you have different call types. So fin whales have 20 hertz calls and 40 hertz calls detected on that hydrophone. And for humpback whales, you have bobblehead feeding calls and social calls. So you can select each of those individually to understand the acoustic activity over a certain period of time. You can also overlay different ones if you want to compare them directly. For example, 20 hertz calls of fin whales to bobblehead feeding calls of humpback whales. The other option that you have is smoothing this information. So if I go back to just one call type, the 20 hertz calls, I can smooth the data, which means I'm now not looking at a daily count, but at an average that you can select. In this case, it starts with 1 week, and then you can smooth it out to larger time periods. And this can be helpful if you are not interested in a day-to-day activity, but if you look at acoustic activity of whales over a period of multiple years to see when the seasonal activity peaks or when there's times where there's no activity at all. The other option that you have in the settings is selecting the date range in which you can see the data. You can both select the start and the end date of that period. The end date is usually the last date where data has been available, in this case, the 8th of October 2024. But I can go back whatever time is available on that hydrophone. For example, January 1st, 2022. The other option to change the date is using the date slider at the bottom of the screen. In this case, you can manually adjust the view that you have at the top. So for example, if I want to select a specific month, I can just select part of the data to inspect a time period of just a few weeks or days. If you click your mouse on the selected period and slide that period, you can slide the visible period. As the gray shaded areas, this is when the hydrophone was not recording at this site. So you also see the data gaps. At the top of your graphic window, you have 2 additional pieces of information. The blue question mark provides information about that specific metric, how it's computed and what it's showing. So with the download button on the right side of the graphic, you can download the current information that you're displaying in the center here as a PNG image. And that can be used for either reporting or a sharing tool to highlight the acoustic activity on your hydrophone.